As you've probably seen by now, since it was all over the internet for the past year or so, the horror movie Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey showed us what happens when low-budget studios lay their hands on popular franchise IPs. You might be thinking, how could something like this happen? Doesn't Disney own Winnie the Pooh? Is there foul play involved? And to answer your questions, it's pretty simple. Alan Alexander Milne was the creator of the Hungry and Fluffy Yellow Bear. Disney bought licensing rights from him in order to make their own version of Winnie the Pooh, the one that you're probably most familiar with by now. When Mr. Milne died, the licensing rights to his creation went to the vault and would become public domain in two different scenarios. One, if 70 years had passed from the author's death, that could not have been the case since Mr. Milne died in 1956, and 70 years from then would be in 2026, so the second clause went into fruition. That is, if the work itself had been at least 95 years old. Hence, the original Winnie the Pooh was released in 1926, its 95th anniversary was in 2021, making it public domain, letting everyone put their own spell on everyone's favorite red-shirted bear. When the news broke out about this new horror movie involving the friends from the 100-Acre Woods, it basically spawned a new genre of horror movies, which is quite disappointing in my opinion. Horror movies already had a bad reputation for their overused plots, cliches, and stereotypes over the years, and only a handful of directors in the big scene helped restore its name a little bit in the public eye. I know people who think of horror movies as just movies you see at the cinema to get scared a bit at cheap jump scares and forget about them afterwards, when I, and probably many horror fans, know that it's not the case at all. Two of my favorite all-time films are horror classics, so I hate to see this dark shade put on the franchise by studios who want to go in for a quick cash grab. I wouldn't be complaining half as much if the movies were actually decent and the people at least try to honor the respecting franchises and put actual work and thought into the movies, but I guess when you already know that it's gonna be a box office success, producing probably 10 times your budget at the very least, why would you put even a bit of thought behind it, right? The only instance I actually liked, and I can excuse it for the most part, was 2022's The Mean One, which featured a ton of Dr. Seuss references and which felt like there was thought put in behind it. In comparison to that, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey didn't even make an original mask for the film, they just bought one off the internet. That level of laziness and indifference to what should be a piece of art that you made needs to be studied. The movie made no sense at all, disrespecting even slasher tropes, two birds with one stone, holy shit. In the film, Pooh and his buddies were crossbreeds, discovered by Christopher Robin in the forest. He hung around with them before leaving for college, and once he was gone, they ate Eeyore because they were hungry. When Christopher comes back, they kill his girlfriend and kidnapped him, taking attention away from him for almost the whole movie, showing him to the audience in the finale as he's running away into the end screen after Pooh kills and stabs multiple times the main character and final girl of the film. Well, not so final, since she wound up dead in the finale. Then what was the point? Another basic slasher with ninjas getting killed, even the smart and important one. The movie only features Pooh and Piglet, even though there were like 3 other characters in Pooh's bunch. Oh, and also, they didn't speak for the whole movie since they made the pact not to when they killed Eeyore. But there was a one-liner from Pooh in the movie's finale, but instead of using it to say his iconic "oh bother," he said, "You left." Like, would you give less of a shit about the franchise you're covering? Jesus Christ. Oh, and also, it's apparently getting a sequel. That's the actually scary part about it. Other franchises got pulled under this dark and money-driven mantle, like Cinderella, Fiona from Shrek, and Goldilocks, with the bears. But there are a couple of ones which caught my attention more. Firstly, Bambi. That's not Bambi, mate, that's the neighbor's dog called Cupcake. I gotta say, it looks pretty interesting. I don't know if it's an actual photo from it, since I've read somewhere that filming for it will begin this month, January, but still, insane. Hopefully it's not as awful. The other one is a Peter Pan adaptation, and I gotta say, man, these directors have full-on strategies prepared. They probably start writing this in advance and wait for the moment their domains go public so they could start filming, because at the time of me recording this, the license for Peter Pan became public domain 1 or 2 days ago, and the film about it already appears to be in the making. Like, what? But there's one more I would like to talk to y'all about. And it's most likely the reason most of y'all clicked on this very thumbnail. That being not the Mickey Mouse horror film, but the 2 separate Mickey Mouse horror films being developed at the moment, plus the horror game, which I'll just be mentioning now. The version of Mickey that became available to the public is the original Steamboat Willie one, with Mickey whistling. I used to play the 10-hour version of that whilst mining on the Minecraft server in quarantine. Different times, man. The first one, called Mickey's Mousetrap, actually has a trailer that dropped literally after the license was public. The Mickey body was still warm, man, and it dropped this. So I thought I'd give y'all a couple of bits and pieces of my honest and raw reaction to it. Check, working, yeah. First of all, I'm already seeing a bit of a difference in views to likes. 360,000 to 1.8k likes, so yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Why does it look so low quality, man? It's 1080p. Yeah, teenagers drinking, having fun, yeah. But where's Mickey? Where's Mr. Ho-Ho? No way.
Yes.
Don't tell me it's like fucking electricity magic type shit and it comes out of the screen, man. Please.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh, you see, you're talking about love and like Mickey comes up from behind you. Bro's jealous. Oh, I'll be right back.
And he's dead.
Why did they have a Mickey Mouse mask? Who What type of fucking fair has a Mickey Mouse like a human size that's not even large enough for one of those costumes like that? Give balloons to kids or photos. Like this is mask for Halloween type shit. You know what I mean? Bros just stood there, like me waiting to tell my mom that I puked up. Okay, so it's interesting. FNAF. If I put a hashtag. Bro, no one is using the fucking mouses out hashtag. So, yeah, that was interesting. Even I did a hashtag tweet like, yeah, I surely believe that every person watching this would use that hashtag to talk highly of the film, not as if it's a cash grab or something. No, god, that would be horrible and unlikely, especially on Twitter, the nicest place on the internet, as we all know. It also felt like such a generic way to show a trailer for a horror slasher, like, oh, the kids are having fun, but wait, something is lurking in the shadows, preying on them. Who could that be? Wait, it's Mickey! Doesn't even show any detail as where it came from, it just looks like man in a suit, but that was also the case for the Winnie the Pooh one, that was a shit backstory. But in this one, if the fucking answer to its rival in the real world is some magic electrical bullshit going on with the video projector, then I'm done. That would complete the shitty stereotypical bullshit bingo. The other one, which begins filming in spring, only has a teaser poster and a bit of a description of what I've seen on Twitter. If Mickey actually looks like this in the film, it would be funny and entertaining, it gives off Chucky vibes, and the fact that it goes on a murder spree on a ferry boat makes it that much funnier, in character for the character, as much as it can be in character, of course, it's a murderous version of Mickey Mouse, so take that as you will. So, I have higher hopes for it. Hopefully it doesn't prove to be as bad as the first one appears to be at the moment. I just wish they were at least funny. That's one of the problems as well. If you're gonna shit on a franchise to make your pockets deeper, at least do so in a fun way. At least make the audience laugh or something, put actual comedic thought into it, make a joke of the movie itself. Nobody goes into this expecting something serious, like come on man. So yeah, I hate this new horror movie trend. Hopefully it will die quickly, but I'm more than probably just lying to myself at this point. Watch the movies. Don't watch the movies, it's all up to you, maybe form your own opinion in order to shit on them from a different perspective or something, but at least have fun whilst doing so. Like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video, and if Pooh wasn't allowed to say it, then I will. Oh, bother.